Even a dummy could understand the basics of how a ventilator works.
The way it works is by blowing a mixture of oxygen and air through this tube. Then as you breathe out, the exhaled gases come back up the tube and back through this other limb of the ventilator through filters, so none of the viruses or other things that come out of our breath when we breathe out go into the machine.
The principles might be simple, but the machines used every day in intensive care are not.
In the setting of coronavirus, people have been and are on this ventilator for days and potentially weeks.
Of course, we need a lot more of them. The government's target of 30,000 ventilators is broken into 3 tiers. There are around 8,000 currently in the NHS. Up to 8,000 more could be acquired from suppliers abroad or from private hospitals in the UK. The government wants the 14,000 shortfall in ventilators to be made by the best of British manufacturing. ITV News understands at least 2 major consortia of UK companies, including car maker McLaren and engineering firms Airbus and Babcock, are partnering with existing ventilator manufacturers in the UK and abroad. We understand they could be in production next week with enough basic devices to meet the shortfall by the end of April. And for COVID-19, basic could be enough.
We've been able to ask manufacturers to produce a ventilator that has a minimum specification that we know will be adequate for the majority of the patients that we're going to see.
Yesterday, high-profile designer Sir James Dyson threw his hat in the ring, saying he'll produce 15,000 at his base in Wiltshire.
We know that all the extra capacity that the government and the NHS is buying on the open market and buying from new companies like Dyson is going to help us. But if you look at London at the moment, the reality is there isn't enough ventilation support.
Given the number of contenders in the race to save lives, this is Worcester-based G-Tech, clinicians doubt total newcomers to the ventilator business like Dyson will ever get the regulator's approval for its design. But it looks as if industry is rising to the challenge at a critical time for the NHS. Tom Clark, News at 10.